You can start your presentation. You unmute yourself and start the presentation. Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Uday sir. Good evening, Kanojiya sir, Gopal
Good
and
evening, sir.
Gopal Kumar
Good
sir.
evening. Srikanth, unmute yourself. I start your presentation. Good evening, sir. Samantha sir, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, start.
Good evening, sir.
Your
Sir,
voice,
Dr. P.
clarity.
Srikanth, second year postgraduate from Department of Orthopedics. Yes, sir. Sir, myself, Dr. Srikanth, sir. I am second year postgraduate from the Department of Orthopedics, Government Medical College, Srikakulam, sir. Today, my topic of discussion is about case presentation on ankle, sir. Shall I continue, sir?
Yes.
Yes. Sir, my diagnosis was a 42-year-old male patient with unstable right ankle joint as a post-traumatic sequelae with equinus deformity and difficulty in walking with right foot of 15 months duration, sir. This is the clinical picture of the patient, sir.
What do you mean by unstable knee? What patient, in patient's words, what patient tells you? Unstable ankle, you say.
Sir, means the ankle joint is mobile in all directions, sir. It is freely mobile, as that the patient is unable to walk with it, as the proper bearing of the foot is not occurring because of that instability in the ankle joint, sir.
So,
And even the foot is
Srikanth,
plantar flexion. Sir,
Srikanth,
yes,
he
sir.
is unable to bear weight on the right lower limb
Yes,
because
sir.
of unstable ankle. There is instability of the ankle. The ankle is
Yes, sir.
unstable, but what is the problem is instability. So
Yes,
it is
sir.
giving way, something like a giving way. Suppose there is ACL tear
Yes,
in
sir.
the knee, sometimes it buckles. It buckles. You
Yes, sir.
cannot. So the stability is lost. The stability
Yes,
is
sir.
lost when it's called unstable joint. So the
Yes, sir.
findings are mobile in all directions. That is a different story. But when
Yes,
it's
sir.
unstable means he cannot bear
His
weight
weight.
on the properly on the right lower limb. It is
Yes,
giving
sir.
way. The ankle is giving way.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Uday Kumar sir, Samantha sir, you will be moderators. Gopa Kumar sir will be chief moderator of today's case presentation. Will that be okay?
Okay, sir.
I think he must repeat the diagnosis.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
go back to the first slide?
Yes, sir. 40-year-old male patient with unstable right ankle joint as a post-traumatic sequelae with equinus deformity and difficulty in walking with right foot since of 15 months duration, sir.
Okay, I think patient is absolutely not walking, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
He's
with
not walking, sir.
okay. At least whenever you mention this post-traumatic scenario, you must mention that there is no distal neurovascular deficit. This completes the diagnosis. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I
No
just want to
distal
know, how did the patient feel instability? Patient is not walking, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Or is it your finding after examination?
No, sir. He is not walking, sir. Actually, he walks with the help of a stick assisted gait on the
Yes,
right side, sir.
then you have to mention this in your diagnosis also.
So when he is walking, what happens to the foot? You are saying, is he just in equinus or is there any valgus or varus component?
Sir, because of the deformity, he is unable to
No, you
put
said
the
he is able
entire.
to stand up with a stick or isn't it? That is what you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
when
sir.
he is standing with the
With the
stick,
help of the stick.
so what happens to the
Yes,
foot
sir.
then? Is it
Whenever
remaining
he try
equinus?
to.
Is he remaining in equinus
Whenever
or
he.
does it go into valgus or varus?
Yes, sir. Whenever he tries to put his feet on the ground, the ankle joint goes into valgus, sir.
goes into valgus. Ankle joint goes into valgus.
He cannot bear his full
No.
weight on
No.
the right ankle joint.
Because why I am saying is equinus means it is a fixed deformity. Equinus is fixed. So if there is some instability, there should be either varus or valgus. Commonly, it will be a varus because of the presence of the fibula.
Yes, sir. But yes, sir.
So here he has got some valgus, isn't it? When
Yes,
he
sir.
is walking the foot, the ankle goes into valgus. That is what you are telling.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is why you are saying it is an unstable ankle joint.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you can tell the findings from the history on inspection. What did you find? Palpation. So what are the
Yes, sir.
things that you ask in the history?
Where exactly are noticed the varus and valgus deformity? Is it right at the ankle joint or above the ankle?
Ankle joint only, sir.
It's not above the ankle.
Yes, sir.
So we understand by that something wrong with the ankle only, not in the lower end of the tibia. Okay,
Yes,
right.
Sir, the patient was apparently normal 1.5 years ago, and he was alleged to have sustained accidental injury to right ankle while crossing a railway track at his residence, sir. He was admitted in a government hospital with compound injury, for which external rods and pins were applied and serial dressings were done. 1 month after, skin grafting was done, sir. Then the external rods was removed, and the ankle was stabilized with two pins, which are passed from sole through the ankle joint. And again, he stayed in the hospital for 1 month. After 1 month, he was discharged to the home. And after 15 days, one of the rod came out of the ankle while doing dressings at his house. And again, he was admitted in the hospital for the removal of that rod, sir. Since then, he was again discharged with the Biloni POP slab. And after 15 days, the patient removed the Biloni POP case by himself, and he did not came to the hospital for follow-up from thereafter. Thereafter, the patient had difficulty in walking on even and uneven surfaces. No history of pain, no history of fever. In the past 15 months, there is no history of discharging wound or no history of swellings. But the patient was unable to
any
bear.
significant past history, medical, surgical, any other comorbidities?
Sir, initially it was compound injury, sir, for which
Is he a
external
diabetic?
fixation. No, sir, not in one case of diabetic.
So that is what Gopal sir is asking you.
Yes, sir. No history of syphilis, sir. No history of diabetes, sir.
No,
Basically, in one line, you can tell that he has got no comorbidity. Also, smoking history is very important in this sort of cases. He is a non-smoker or suppose no addiction. Just in one line, you can mention this. No comorbidity, no addiction. Like this way, you can mention. Okay. Because whenever you present like this deformity or non-union or infected non-union, whatever is neglected cases, you have to mention the comorbidity or also the addiction part. Okay, because smoking is also a great problem. Alcoholism is also a great problem. Okay. So we have to be very, very specific on your history. Whatever is pertinent. Okay. Then go ahead. Now you can show now the clinical picture, I think. I think he has lost his connection, Gopal.
You can, he will join back, sir. I will communicate him.
Okay.
Samantha, sir.
Yes.
Can you tell that it is a deformity of the right ankle due to as a post-traumatic sequelae.
No, that you can tell. Clinically, you can tell that there is a deformity in the right ankle, as he is telling that the foot is in equinus and he is not, he has got assisted weight bearing with the, some sort of thing, whatever. Okay.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Kakatkar sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good
Yes,
evening.
sir. Good evening, sir. Sorry for my absence, sir, for last 3 classes. Yes.
Neurovascular deficit. Understood. So this completes your diagnosis.
Samantha sir,
Sir,
can we present like that? The patient is having unstable ankle joint and post-traumatic after treatment. He has taken the treatment, I think. At present,
Sir.
he is having unstable joint.
Sir, it would be said post-traumatic, post-operative, unstable ankle.
post-traumatic, post-operative.
Yes. Because it is not untreated. It is not untreated case.
No,
No, post-traumatic, post-operative case of.
And,
It has to be-
compound fracture is an important thing because the infection might have caused the loosening of the pin and other thing. So when it was healed, when it healed or not, the wound, how long it took to heal?
No, I think that you cannot mention the compound part because he is presenting like a short case. Suppose if there is no discharging sinus and whatever, then you just better to avoid that because he is.
If no, he has to mention there is no discharging sinus.
Yes.
That's what I want to say.
So the complete diagnosis would be like it is 42 years male and post-traumatic post-operative case of right ankle with equinus deformity, and he is working with this sort of aid, and he has got no neurovascular deficit, distal neurovascular deficit. I think Gopa Kumar sir, this completes the diagnosis.
Yeah. Sure, sir.
Sorry for the disturbance, sir. Small problem.
Okay. So this is your clinical picture, okay. So
Srikant,
whatever
be
you
loud
want to
little
keep-
bit. Be little loud, Srikant.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So you tell inspection findings.
You tell according to the
Okay.
from history, whatever for the last class you have learned, you tell the positive findings in your favor.
Okay, sir. Sir, I'm going to the examination, sir. The patient is in supine position on the couch. The head and neck in the midline. Bilateral shoulders are at the same level. Abdomen is normal. Umbilicus in the midline. Both anterior superior iliac spines are at the same level. No exaggerated lumbar lordosis. Hip and knee in neutral position. Right ankle in equinus deformity. And healed scar of size 14 into.
No. There appears to be some shortening of the right lower limb. Can you notice that? But I think it's better to mention that also. What I see from
sir.
when you keep both limbs together, I see the heel is
Yes,
at
sir.
a higher level. So it is a
Go back
equinus.
one slide, go back.
And the level of the medial matter, but knee appears to the same level. The component appears to be from the leg component. So some leg
Yes, sir.
appears to be shortened on the right side. I think can you mention, sir, Samantha sir?
No. If there is shortening, he has seen this. It has to be mentioned also in your diagnosis because shortening is also a very important finding that he has to mention.
Yes, sir. Because we have to know what are the problems to be addressed. Because especially the lower limbs, the shortening is very important. So we have to find out what are the issues
sir.
to be addressed. The shortening is one component to be addressed here. You have to add that component also. Proceed, Srikant.
Can I make a comment
Sir.
on this?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
I think
Sir.
see, he has got a equinus deformity. So sometimes it apparently looks as if the heel is at a higher level, but that's primarily because of the equinus deformity. And in such a scarred area, on inspection, sometimes it is difficult to understand what is the level of the medial malleolus. So I think right now it is better to avoid mentioning about the shortening because the equinus deformity
Yes, sir.
itself can cause high riding this heel, and calcaneum can be at a higher level. Because if you see the level of the foot also, because of the equinus, the toes are actually at a much lower level. So I think it is better to avoid mentioning about the shortening.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, Srikanth, go ahead.
Sir, there is an healed scar of size 14 into 9 into 2 centimeters present over the medial aspect of the right ankle, and other healed irregular scar of size 6.5 into 1.5 centimeters present over lateral aspect of the right ankle. No visual differences. Medial and lateral bony landmarks, I mean the malleoli are not visible. Inspection of the forefoot toes nails are normal. No adductor or abduction deformity. Medial longitudinal arch is normal. Hindfoot, the size of the hindfoot appears normal. No swellings are present. Tender shill out appears normal. No scars are present over the posterior aspect of the hindfoot. Calf muscle atrophy
Srikant,
is
Srikant, all these findings are your
appreciated.
inspectory findings?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you
Yes.
should
Yes,
go in
sir.
a sequence: positive findings from history, then inspectory positive findings, then palpatory positive findings,
Yes, sir.
like that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because you have mixed inspectory findings with your palpatory and measurement findings.
No, he hasn't mentioned about the measurements as yet, Gopal. He is
Sir.
talking about wasting of the calf muscle.
No,
which is
basically
obviously
Gopal objected because he was saying the scar size is this many
Scar size
centimeters.
at
Yeah.
that to in point 1.5.
6
Inspection.
centimeter by 2 centimeter, like that. These measurements of scar marks.
Secondly, Srikanth, you are giving lot of negative history when you are presenting. My patient is lying supine. All this is not needed when you are presenting a short case. This is not a long case presentation.
Okay, sir.
I mean, patient conscious, oriented, lying in the bed comfortably is not required in a short case. Here you have to say that on general examination, there was nothing significant found. On local examination, there is a equinus, there is scar and deformity.
Yes, sir.
And then you mentioned that you could not palpate bimalleolar bony landmarks. So then you are mixing your inspection
Sir,
with your.
Sir, no, sir, actually, even on the landmarks are not visible, sir. Medial and lateral malleus, they are configured. Sir, even on inspection, the medial malleus and the lateral malleus are not visible, sir.
what has happened to the patella on that right side, Srikanth?
And
We are losing your voice.
Yeah.
I think he has got some network issue.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Am I
go
audible,
ahead.
sir?
Now proceed.
Sir, the patella is facing outwards and laterally, sir.
On the right side.
Sir, even on inspection, the medial and lateral malleolar landmarks are not visible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, you said that. Angle you
On-
said regarding the
Yes, sir.
malleoli. In the heel, hind foot, is there any problem? Looking from the back,
No, sir.
there is no varus or valgus.
No.
See, whenever you are examining the foot, on inspection, you have to say regarding the hind foot, the midfoot, and the forefoot. The hind foot, you have to say whether it is in valgus or varus. Midfoot, whether there is any cavus or planus, ves planus, and in the forefoot, regarding the whether there is a plantaris or a flexion deformity, or is there any toe deformity. So you have to tell all these on inspection. I think he is not in the line. Yeah.
No, no, foot will tell for you. You have to follow the sequence as Gopal sir is telling. Hind foot, mid foot, and forefoot.
And
Nishant,
again,
are you there?
looking from the front, you can see that the, I'm not sure whether it is right. On the right side, the heel is more visible.
Yeah, it is. It looks in varus, definitely.
Yeah. So, and there is a term for this also, peekaboo sign. That is, the people, the kids will play the hide and seek. So that's a sign that has been described, especially for cavus foot. The same sign is appears to be positive here, because the heel is in varus.
Which name you said, Gopal Kumar sir?
Peekaboo sign. Peekaboo. Peekaboo
Peekaboo.
means, yeah, that hide and seek. Is
Okay,
the children play.
okay, okay.
And the midfoot, there appears to be a cavus.
Yes, there
The
is.
arch appears. And those I'm not able to see, but it appears to be slightly plantar flexed. I'm not sure.
I think again he has lost his connection.
Boys are using only the phone.
Okay, so basically for the rest of the students, your history, your inspection, whenever you inspect, tell the foot, you have to all the three components, and also lastly the ankle one. Okay, so this has to be in sequence, otherwise there will be problem.
Yeah, now he is back, I think.
Yeah.
Are you back?
Srikanth?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we advance the next one? Can you,
Palpation. Positive findings on palpation.
On
You can, Gopal, you can ask any other boy to look at the picture and tell some findings.
Any volunteer? Avinash,
Rajiv
Rajiv,
Rajiv-
Avinash, anyone?
Kulkarni, exam going.
Day of examination, that is all.
Yes, sir.
अरे यार.
I think Gopal, nobody is there from the same institute. Anybody from the same institute?
I think no one is there.
Uday
sir.
Kumar sir will tell.
Okay, I think we have covered some part of the history, some part of the inspection, how to go ahead with the foot and ankle. Then I think palpatory part he has missed. Inspectory finding, he has not talked about the wasting. No, Gopal, he has missed the wasting.
He mentioned,
No,
sir.
He has mentioned.
Mentioned,
Yeah.
he mentioned
mentioned.
the wasting. Okay, mentioned the wasting. Okay,
Mentioned, sir.
okay, okay.
He showed one photograph which shows gross varus deformity. In between, I saw that. So it is not valgus, but
It is
varus.
not valgus, yes.
Yeah, it is equinovarus.
Because of fibula, it is very difficult to have a valgus deformity. Fibula is intact.
Is he presenting on his laptop or?
Just I'm trying to contact this Srikakulam people, sir. I'm trying.
I think next time onwards, I should keep one more student by standby.
I think Gopal, next time we can do one thing. Who is supposed to be presenting the case? Just tell him to forward the PPT. At least
Yeah,
we-
previously
at
they
least-
used to do it.
At
Sanjeev,
least we can forward the
ఏం ప్రాబ్లం
PowerPoint. You
ఏం
can teach
ప్రాబ్లం
the other guys now, whoever is there, those who are online.
Sir, I am actually trying to download that PPT, but I am not able to do that.
By that time, Samantha sir, can you highlight something about arthroscopy of the ankle joint? How it makes difference?
No, no, arthroscopy is ankle joint. We are doing it, but basically, mostly for suppose for the biopsy. Sometimes we are
sorting out the
detecting.
problem, sir.
What we were missing and what we are getting by scopy is there now.
They are trying to join some
No,
other-
scopy, we are doing very few little indication, like mostly for the biopsy, some lateral impingement, and some in front the footballer's ankle we are doing, and also we are doing for the mostly sometimes in a arthrodesis for the ankle, but not this sort of bad ankle where it is no
No,
movement.
no, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking time pass. By that time, our increasing our knowledge, how it make difference.
No, no,
Like-
arthroscopic ankle is a very good procedure because sometimes before, whenever the arthroscopic was not there for the ankle, it was very difficult to take even for the biopsy. It was very difficult. So for the lateral impingement, for the ankle biopsy, for loose body, for some talar osteochondral defect, we are all doing this. And also for the students' sake, they have to understand. Sometimes the question is coming also. What are the usual ports for the ankle scopy? Usually there are 2 ports in the front.
Hello.
Yes, again he is back.
Yeah, Gopal sir, what
Sir, sorry
you
for
said,
that.
this is a varus. Gopal sir said varus smile alignment. Here it is appearing as a varus foot.
Yes.
Sir, can I go with my palpatory findings, sir?
Yes. Go ahead with the
Go ahead.
palpatory training.
Sir, no local rise of temperature.
Share your
No
screen,
joint.
Srikanth. Share your screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay.
No joint line tenderness. Fingers are able to insinuate into joint. The bony landmarks of medial and lateral malleus are not palpable. Skin over the scar is pinchable, and skin is adherent to the scar over the medial and lateral malleolar area. Tendinoculus shield is palpated normally on the posterior side. Abnormal mobility is present in all directions, sir. Sir,
Abnormal mobility is present in all directions.
varus, valgus,
And
internal rotation, external rotation, sir.
no, you said there is a equinus means there is a fixed plantar. Yes, it is there, isn't it? Yeah, it's not fully correct.
Yes, sir. The dorsal spadic and posterior tibial arterial palpable, sir.
What about the subtalar movements?
Sir, I'm going to the movement, sir. The patient has no active dorsiflexion. Ankle is in 50 degrees of plantar flexion, sir. On passive dorsal flexion, the ankle moves from the 50 degrees plantar flexion to 0 degrees neutral position. Further passive plantar flexion of 10 degrees, sir. There is valgus, varus, and rotational movements are present around the right ankle joint. The patient can do 20 degrees of inversion actively, sir. No active eversion movement is there. Both passive inversion and eversion movements are aggravated, sir. So this is a normal limb, left leg. Even the patient is not doing active adduction or abduction of the forefoot, sir, whereas the passive adduction and abduction are normal. Movement of the toes, both active and passive flexion and extension of the digits are normal range. On measurement, there is no limb length discrepancy, sir. Here I took, since the medial malleus is not palpable, I took reference of anterior joint side, sir. After measuring, there is no limb length discrepancy, sir. But there is apparential wasting of thigh and calf muscles by 3 centimeters when compared with the other limbs, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, carry on.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Coming to the neuromotor examination, touch, pain, vibration, proprioception, 2-point discrimination all are normal over the right ankle and foot, sir. Coming to the motor examination, bulk, tone, power, and reflexes of leg are normal, sir, except the dorsiflexion is not there.
What is the muscle power?
Shrikant, just how did you take the length?
Yes.
Length of the limb?
Sir, length, sir. Sir, apparent length from the sternum. The anterior joint line, sir.
And the other
As the
side,
patient,
normal side?
sir, even on the normal side, I took the joint, sir, because the medial the right side is not
You
there.
see, what I want to say, you have to keep the normal
So-
limb in same position.
Sir.
You see,
Yes, sir.
if the
sir.
affected limb is deformed, you have to keep that normal limb also in same position. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If it is in equinus, you have to keep that limb also in little equinus. Then you can measure. Okay.
Was medial and lateral malleoli palpable?
नहीं वो नहीं है उस पाल
No, sir. No,
Then-
sir.
Then how you
Not
have
palpable,
taken the measurements?
Sir, anterior joint line of the ankle, sir. I took in the reference anterior joint.
अच्छा
line, sir.
anterior joint
Then
as the
how-
ankle.
Then how will you measure the anterior joint line when malleoli are not palpable?
No, but your thread is on the medial side. It is not looks to be anterior.
Gopakumar sir,
This
request sir, please clarify us in certain situations like this. When malleoli are not properly palpable, how we should take the measurement, length measurement, sir?
See, one is up to the heel, you can take measurement. But that again, if there is any shortening below the level of the ankle, that may be incorrect. The second way is to move the ankle and try to find out the area where the movement is taking place, presume that it to be the anterior joint line, and then take measurement.
Basically, when nothing is there, it is better to mention about the anterior joint line. Where you have critically found your motion, you mark that as the ankle joint line. When medial malleolus is not been
Yes,
palpable
okay.
or deformed, okay?
Yes, that becomes the lower border of the tibia.
That becomes the lower border of the tibia, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
You said about the muscle power, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is the power?
No, sir. Power of the anterior compartment and lateral compartment and posterior compartment muscles of the leg are normal, sir.
But you said there is no active dorsiflexion. There is no active dorsiflexion of the toes. No active dorsiflexion of the ankle.
Sir, no active dorsiflexion of the ankle, sir. Whereas the the flexion and extension of the toes are present, sir. Only the patient is
Is
unable to
there
do
any
the
active
dorsiflexion at the ankle joint.
Is the EHL acting? EDL
Yes,
is it
yes.
acting? Tibialis anterior is it acting?
Yes, sir. Tibialis anterior is not intact, sir. Whereas the EHL and EDL are intact, sir.
You're able to appreciate the movement of the EHL and EDL.
Yes,
You
sir.
could feel
The patient did the
movement and
flexion and
you could feel the
extension.
muscle movement. Muscle feeling contracted. Have you felt that contraction?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Appears to be grade 5 or anything less.
Accepted dorsiflexion.
The ankle dorsiflexion.
Sir. Ankle dorsiflexion only not possible, sir. Even eversion also actively the patient is not doing, sir.
You said ankle dorsiflexion is possible.
No, sir.
Srikanth?
Sir, not possible. Sir.
Not possible. Okay.
Sir, yes, sir. Not possible, sir.
Passively, you can bring it to neutral, but actively it is not coming, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
No
Sir,
sense.
I'm doing the special tests.
Wait, Srikanth.
Sir,
If passively the ankle is coming to neutral, the equinus is fixed or not?
What is the normal range of movement of ankle, in other words?
Oh, he has lost the connection.
Any other student?
dorsiflexion. Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Normal dorsiflexion 10 to 20 degrees, sir. Metaflexion 0 to 50 degrees, sir.
Okay.
Move on, Srikanth. Move on. Yes.
The special test on doing the tests for the ankle stability, the anterior dry test is positive, so there is excessive translation of the talus. Even on the posterior dry test also, there is excessive translation of the talus, sir.
Gopa Kumar sir,
Yeah.
can we know the exact strength of the muscles when the joint is unstable?
It will be difficult. It will be difficult.
Yes, Srikanth, go ahead.
So even the doing eversion talar test, the translation of the talus is sir,
So you mean to say the
on
talus
doing a silver spot.
No. See, when the
Sir.
fibula is intact, how does the talus translate? Is it just an angulation or translation? You are saying on doing eversion, the talus is translated. Where does inversion and reversion take
Subluxation.
place in the angle, in the hind foot?
Subtalar joint, sir.
Subtalar joint. So it is mainly valgus and varus what is taking place in the ankle joint.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, continue.
Okay, go ahead. Also, you told that the talus is coming front and back both way, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So even the lateral malleolus also not palpable, sir.
Okay.
Okay, lateral balance is also not palpable. Okay.
Sir, on doing the silver coil test, there is no change in the plantar flexion of the foot, sir. The foot remains in the plantar flexion only, sir.
Okay.
On doing Thompson squeeze test, the tendo Achilles is intact, sir. There is no discontinuity in the tendo Achilles.
Okay, I think you have covered most of the thing, na?
Yeah. Dorsalis pedis, you said that.
He said about there is intactness of the pulses.
Yes, sir. No distal neurovascular defect, sir.
Okay.
Sir, this is the recent X-ray of the patient, sir.
Before that, gait, Shrikant, how he walks with the stick
Sir, yes, sir. He,
before going
sir,
for
actually, yes, sir.
investigation.
Sir,
say
I have
he
a
can
question.
walk with
Assisted
this.
gait, sir.
Sir, I have a question. Can we ask about the gate in this case?
No, he is walking. He has said that he is walking, but at least we can see whether it goes in valgus or varus. Definitely we can ask. Gopa Kumar sir, क्या बोल रहे?
That's what I said. It is in varus. He showed this sometime back, but he said it is in valgus.
Srikanth, do you remember you mentioned it in valgus? While
Sir, yes, sir.
walking,
Varus,
you have to correct it. It is going to varus.
varus.
Okay.
And he is
Sir,
able.
actually, in the past 9 months, the patient did not walk much, sir. He used to walk with his single left. He used to lurch with his single left leg, sir. Only sometimes he used this stick for assisted walking.
Is there any
Because
pain
of
on
that
walking?
deformity.
Is there any pain on walking?
No, sir, no pain.
Because it is comfortable walking.
No
it's
pain,
not,
sir.
Yeah. Okay. So it is a
No pain, sir.
Is he
Something
bearing
like
weight
this.
on the right
Like
side?
a pseudoarthrosis, something like pseudoarthrosis. What's that, Gopal sir?
What?
Whether patient bears weight on the right side or only he is walking with the help of stick for the right leg.
Yes, sir.
Is he
Only with the
bearing
help of the
weight on
stick
right
only
leg?
he can bear his weight on.
Some partial weight is being borne, otherwise that will not go into varus or valgus. Some weight is
Right.
borne on the right rhomb also.
Right. Gopakumar sir, in exam with such a case, is it a must for a student to speak about gait?
No,
No, it
he
is
is.
not.
He has told
It's
he
not-
is able to walk with the help of a stick, and the foot goes into varus when he is bearing weight. That is only partial weight bearing.
Yes, sir. But whether student should speak about gait or he can skip?
No, they should tell the fine. Sir, Samantha sir, you.
No, at least in the diagnosis, he must mention that probably he is not walking, unable to walk, or at least he just mentioned that he is walking with a stick on the right side and the leg, he is just putting aided gait. Just mention as a small, suppose you just not forgetting that part. In the lower limb, this sort of case, you must mention at whatever gait is possible. The minimal reference would be there to the gait too. Am I correct, Gopakumar sir?
Yes, sir.
But some time back it was said that if the patient is taking assistance aids, you should not mention about the gait. Am I right, sir, Gopal sir?
No, gait should be at the last point. It is not like the first point. At least should be mentioned that suppose in a hip case, knee case, or ankle case, foot case, if he is bearing some weight, at least he is mobile, you must mention whether there is some painful gait or assisted gait. At least you can mention that this is an assisted gait with a stick on the right side. What is just
Yes.
minimal reference to the gait.
He may not mention about the type of gait.
Type of
But
gait,
how-
but he must mention that
He must-
he is
Yes.
at this
Satyam
patient
sir,
is mobile, na? He is moving from, at least he is
If-
moving from one place to the other.
if the student is smart, he will tell assisted gait with stick on the same side. And
Bas.
then his viva becomes easier, goes on to biomechanics. And if he has very good knowledge of biomechanics of use of stick, he can score good marks. That should be his
Kakatkar sir.
smartness.
Kakatkar sir.
Yes.
Sir, regarding gate, your comment, sir, in similar situation.
I think he should mention that it's an assisted gait. He's walking with stick which is held by both the hands, not one hand, because normally, patients are more comfortable holding the stick in the opposite hand when they have any pain. But because there is an instability, so he is actually taking help of both his upper limbs to hold the stick, and then he is walking. So he is having an assisted gait using both the hands to hold a stick on the same side as the side of injury. That should be, I think, the description of an assisted gait.
Yes, at least you mentioned that there is some assistance for the gate, and patient is there's small reference to the gate, because if you just don't mention anything about the gate, examiner will take you there. That is the problem.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, Srikant, what is your clinical diagnosis?
Sir, 42-year-old male patient with unstable right ankle joint with equinus deformity with difficulty in walking since 15 months, sir.
Okay.
With
So how would you like to manage?
neurovascular. Hello, sir.
How will you
what are
manage?
Sir,
the
42-year-old male patient.
what are the issues to be addressed, Srikant? What are
Sir.
the patient's issues, problems? So prioritize the problems. First of all, you should be able to walk. Walking, you have to have for ankle. What is important? What I have to provide? What is the aim of treating this patient? What
Sir,
is the
before
aim?
that, Uday Kumar sir,
In order to get
Sir,
before that, he should reach to the final diagnosis. That's what I am
Okay.
asking. You have told
Okay.
us clinical diagnosis. Now tell us how will you manage it? So three things
Sir,
should be
we
in
have
your mind when
to
such question is asked.
so you made a clinical diagnosis, Srikant. Next, what do you do? How do you proceed with this case?
yes, sir.
Basically, the typical
Sir, we have
question,
to do
is how you confirm your diagnosis.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so that is the best
So
clue I am giving you. Suppose you have given one diagnosis.
that is the clue to
Then
UGs or not PGs.
examiner will ask you how you confirm your diagnosis. Yes. So, okay, tell me how you go ahead.
So you investigate, Srikant. Go on.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir,
What express you would like to take?
we have to take anteroposterior weight bearing x-rays of the right leg with ankle and lateral view x-rays and routine investigations, and we have to see the stress views also, sir, to see the stability of the talus.
Srikant,
Hello,
you
sir.
should tell, sir, I would like to confirm my diagnosis with radiological examination. We should avoid this word we should. It is I will do radiological examination in the form of skiagrams 1, 2, 3. Okay, whatever is in your mind.
Yes.
So show us the X-rays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Srikant, you said that the limb is very unstable, the ankle is very unstable. Then why do you want patient is not
Yes,
able
sir.
to bear weight? He's taking the help of the stick while walking. Then what do you expect from weight bearing use? And so much of instability is there. Is it really necessary to take a stress use in this?
No. I think it is completely a blunder if you tell like I will be taking a weight bearing X-ray. You just take an X-ray full length X-ray of this thing, and also I will take the X-ray of the foot and both views, and also I will take the stress views, not like the weight bearing X-ray. As such, you see the patient is hardly taking any weight on this thing, and it is a very difficult way of taking the weight bearing X-ray. I think there is no significance.
Rescue factors.
Okay, Jao, you just describe the X-ray now. Srikanth.
Yes, sir. This is a skydiagram of anteroposterior view of right leg showing distal end of tibia, fibula, and ankle joint.
Now,
The
wait, Srikanth. What is
Sir.
the blunder here? Either from radiology department or from your side. There is one
Sir.
big clue on the X-ray.
Yes, sir. It is written left, sir, but the patient's leg is right leg, sir.
Okay.
So
okay.
you should be very careful in exam.
Yes, sir.
Probably this is a wrongly labeled site of X-ray,
Yes, sir.
or this X-ray does not belong to this patient.
So at least clinically it is matching with the X-ray.
Yes, sir, that's
Wrongly
true.
labeled,
But
sir.
the label part, virtual
Clinically it is matching with
examination.
Sir, it is wrongly labeled.
Hey, this has happened 2 days back. It was a medical legal case, and the X-ray was showing other way, and it becomes
Okay,
problem
okay.
in case.
So you describe the X-ray, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes,
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 yes.
This is a plain skydiagram of matured skeleton showing anteroposterior view of right tibia, fibula, and ankle joint. In the lateral view, it is showing irregular surfaces of the distal end of tibia with foot in the equinus deformity.
With
In the
talus, normal or posteriorly subluxed?
posteriorly subluxated, sir.
Okay.
No, Srikanth, basically, are you seeing the normal ankle anatomy in this X-ray?
No, sir.
So the tibial component is totally lost. You are
Yes,
not
sir.
seeing the either the lower end of tibia, articular surface, or medial malleus and lateral malleus are not seen here. You have to tell that a total destruction either by disease or during surgery they have that removed them. So you're only seeing the talar component only. The tibial component is totally
Yes.
disappeared here. Are you able to see any component and the tibial component here? So a part of the tibial component is there,
No,
that
no,
is
sir.
also distorted,
Yes, sir.
destroyed rather. So you have to mention that first of all, the anatomy is normal or not. Then you describe the surfaces. Then other things. You go from there. The actual joint is not there actually. The joint is totally destroyed.
Yes, sir.
Mainly the tibial component is destroyed. You are not able to see either lateral malleus or medial malleus. You have to highlight the points which are glaringly seen there. Which are obvious. So then you can mention what is the status of the talus and everything else. And then you have mentioned the talus is actually subluxated. Because it's
Describe
unstable ankle.
X-ray again.
Yes. A plain skydiagram of a matured skeleton showing anteroposterior view of right tibia with its distal medial malleus is not possible, not
Srikanth,
appreciable,
this
and the distal end of
Srikanth, are you able to hear me? You just, I may be excused. Please repeat the diagnosis. Repeat reading again. Read it again. Diagram of the.
Hello, sir. Matured skeleton showing anteroposterior view.
A skydiagram of the which part?
Hello, sir.
A skydiagram of the which part you have taken?
Skydiagram of the leg and ankle.
Oh, you have to mention that not
Leg and ankle.
Leg and ankle. It's mainly ankle with leg.
Yes.
Because your problem is focused on the ankle. If they are reading an X-ray, what is your
Yes, sir.
centered focus is first mentioned. Then tell what is included there. There Gopal sir, some voice is cross talking is there.
Yes, sir. I am aware, sir. I am aware, but bit helpless. We should continue with this.
Okay, sir. Okay. So ankle with leg. Okay. AP and lateral use.
Yes, sir.
Now tell the findings now.
The medial malleus of the tibia and distal and lateral malleus are not visible in the anteroposterior view. In the lateral view, the end of the tibia shows irregular surfaces with subluxation posteriorly, and the ankle joint is not clearly visible, sir, in both anterior and anteroposterior and lateral views.
Shrikant, tell one by one. You just describe the lateral one. Don't tell
Okay,
two
sir.
together. Lateral one.
The lateral view shows irregular articular surface of distal end of tibia, and the ankle joint space is not clearly visible, and the talus is subluxated posteriorly, and with foot seems to be in equinus deformity, sir.
Gopal Kumar sir, this equinus is at midfoot or because the calcaneum looks to be horizontal, doesn't looks to be in equinus. Gopal Kumar sir.
Yeah.
See, the equinus deformity is more at midfoot.
Yeah, that's
The
what I was telling. It is at the
talus is this calcaneum is almost horizontal.
and the calcaneum is flexed also.
Yes.
Sir, what I feel, this equinus deformity means inability to dorsiflex is because of destroyed ankle joint, talus subluxed posteriorly, and if we will see carefully here, because of posterior subluxation, as and when foot will try to do dorsiflexion, it is getting hit against the anterior half of the tibia, destructed part. As such, there should not be any problem for doing in such an unstable leg. There should not be any issue for doing the dorsiflexion. Even though equinus contracture is there, there is no bony ankylosis in the talus and distal tibia region. It is the position of the talus with respect to the destroyed distal end of the radius, means articular surface.
There may be some contracture at midfoot, but
Sir.
as I said, because of that, power of the muscles cannot be also
All right.
measured.
So, Srikant, you should
Sir.
practice little more about describing the X-rays. This is the X-ray of distal 2/3 of tibia fibula with ankle joint with foot up to the metatarsals, showing
Yes, sir.
wrongly labeled left side, but actually it is the right side. Needs proper exposure in an adult mature skeleton with absent lateral malleolus, with absent medial malleolus, with distal tibiofibular synostosis, with not properly visualizable ankle joint in anteroposterior view, with the soft tissue shadow is abnormal around the ankle joint in AP view. On lateral view, however, there is a posteriorly subluxed ankle joint with irregular dome of the talus, suggesting arthritic changes, with totally destroyed articular surface of the distal tibia, with equinus deformity, with again the exposure part needs to be proper. I think at least you go from inside out or outside in. So things become very much clear to the person. Anything to add this, sir? Gopal Kumar, sir.
Yeah. I think you have said everything regarding the X-rays.
Yeah, very nicely said.
Yeah.
One more thing I would like to add, sir.
Yes,
Gopal,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
If you permit me. And all the students should remember, when you want to see the ankle, never and ever include the foot. Kindly do not try to include the foot. So take an X-ray of the foot separately. Here in the AP view, what happened? I think is trying to include the foot also. That is the every radiologist technician will do that. There is a wrong thing. Every time we want to see ankle, right ankle and AP lateral. If you want to see foot, right foot, AP and lateral. In the lateral view, you can see the ankle, but don't ever include AP view, both ankle and foot. That's what exactly happened here. That is the reason why you are not able to see the ankle joint properly. Srikanth, are you
whenever-
following? Srikanth, are you able to hear? Follow me. So
my
this is what
request
I
to
tell every student of mine. I tell the same thing, whether you are looking at the foot or looking at the ankle. So that's what
my
I want to make this point very clear to every student.
Right, sir. Point well taken, sir. An important point you have pointed. My request to all the students who are presenting the cases, please get X-rays repeat. If you think wrongly labeled, if you think improper exposure, because this is a learning platform. Had there been clearly and properly exposed X-ray picture here, and also one more important thing, trim it properly, edit it properly, so that some minor details or some sort of rare findings, signs. We are lucky to have teachers like Kakatkar sir, Gopa Kumar sir, even Jain sir. So you should take this benefit. So focus on this. If it is wrongly labeled, then better avoid that. Get the properly labeled X-ray. Otherwise, someone will at the end take your Viva for non-focused area, side and all other things will go. So tell us now what you would like to do. You have
Sir,
done the X-ray.
one more thing I want to add, sir, Gopal sir, with your permission.
Sir,
Time permits. Time permits.
sir,
And
sir,
all the postgraduates, the first of all, you try to read the normal joints, normal X-rays first. Always make it a habit of reading the normal X-rays first. Please make a firm image in your brain. What is a normal X-ray looks like? Normal joint looks like. So there is nothing wrong in these type of cases to take a normal X-ray also for the comparison. Okay, it makes your job much easier always. That's the reason why in orthopedics always you're asked to examine the normal joint first, then the abnormal joint later. The same way, the clinically you are doing that. Radiological also nothing wrong spending something extra for the while, especially when you are postgraduates. So better take a normal X-ray also on the same side, normal side, and compare both AP and lateral views. That makes your job much easier.
Sir, Jain sir, Gopa Kumar sir, and Samantha sir. My request to you is please see the lateral X-ray and please give your comments regarding the Chopard's joint level. Mid-foot break or something like that, or some sort of subluxation there. So cause
No, I think it is very
cause
hard.
may not be in the TA region or ankle region. This cause for this equinus sort of thing, deformity, possibly could be at that area also. That's what I feel. Sir, you please comment. Samantha sir.
No, I think there it is it is not from the Chopard's area. I think it is because of the destruction of the ankle and also some loss of muscle mass and the anterolateral compartment, and the contracture is just gone into the equinus. Not the problem is in the Chopard joint.
Sir, okay, sir. Jain sir, some contribution at least at this Chopard joint level.
Could be. There is osteoporotic component, a major osteo.
Yes, sir. And
Major
the
lighting
alignment is
porotic
also
type
not that normal,
of
sir.
picture, but yeah.
Gopa Kumar sir.
Yeah, if you draw a line through the long axis of the talus and the long axis of the first metatarsal, they should be collinear, at least collinear. That is the main angle. Here you find that it is altered, isn't it? The first metatarsal is going in one direction and the talus is going in other direction, and the convexity is on the dorsal side. That means there is some problem occurring in the midfoot. The cause of that problem is probably the non-working of the tibialis anterior. When the tibialis anterior is not working, the first metatarsal drops.
Yes.
And that produces a secondary cavus. So all the findings with that, for some reason, the tibialis anterior here is not functioning. I'm not sure about his findings regarding EHL and EDL. So there is some other problem other than the ankle problem that is leading to this forefoot equus.
Yes, I think because of the anterolateral mass of the muscle mass is completely been gone because of the injury and the surgery. And if you see these scars, I think these anterolateral compartment muscles are not working.
Right, sir. May not be existing also, sir, because of trauma.
Yes, yes.
Might have destroyed also. Kakatkar, sir.
Sir is, I think so, not here.
Okay, okay. So now, Srikant, you told us about radiological finding. So what is your final diagnosis now?
Sir,
Are you there, Srikant?
vascular deficit.
Global instability.
Jain
Yeah.
Sharma sir,
Yes, sir.
can you call it a post-traumatic and post-operative pseudoarthrosis of the right ankle with instability?
So pseudoarthrosis, the axis of movement should be at a different level from the normal joint.
Pseudo is pseudo, sir. It is not the native joint.
Okay.
So I think in this diagnosis, one is ankle joint and another is the deformity at the midfoot level. These two things one should. Takatkar, sir. Srikant, show us X-ray again. Sir is back.
Yes, sir.
Srikant.
Yes, sir.
Kakatkar, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, regarding X-ray reading, one point problem is at ankle joint, but if you will carefully observe the long axis of the talus and the first metatarsal, there appears to be some deformity in the midfoot region,
Yes, there is.
support joint
definitely.
level.
Yes.
So your comments regarding that, sir, because of means equinus, whether it is solely because of problem in the ankle or could be some partial contribution from that area.
No, there is a definite contribution from the midfoot level because the talus apparently doesn't look to be in equinus. Even the calcaneum is not in equinus to that extent. But from the midfoot, there is a complete drop of the forefoot. So there is definitely an element of injury to the mid-tarsal area, and the component of equinus is prominently from that area actually. And as Samantha sir was saying, because of the loose ankle, that particular deformity is getting aggravated. As we get drop of the first metatarsal in polio cases, similarly, because of the tibialis anterior not working, the midfoot level, there is a drop of first metatarsal. And that is why that equinus deformity is more prominent from the midfoot area,
Thank you, sir. Now, Srikant,
Sir. Yes, sir.
what next?
And I was listening to the communication, though I was not on the screen, but I have heard all the comments of everybody.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Srikant, what next? We have only 10 minutes in our hand to finish the
Sir,
today's session.
My aim is to relieve the patient from the disability, and we have to make him to
So you did
reach his normal
investigations, you come to
daily
the final
activities.
diagnosis. So what next? Come to the point directly. What will you do?
Sir, for this patient, I think ankle orthodosis in neutral position for the functional position for doing his daily activities and walking.
For the benefit of all postgraduates,
See,
three
one
things
thing,
you
Shri,
should remember.
just,
Three things.
Gopal, one thing. I think examination will be problem. What will you do? I think is a problem. Shrikant.
Sir.
Okay. So
I will
three
do,
things
whether
while
right or wrong. Yes.
yeah, Kanoja sir
Yes,
is driving a very good point. All should remember, whenever question is asked to you in the exam, you just tell what you will do. So three things always remember. Your clinical diagnosis, firstly, you are going to confirm with investigations. Number two, then you will counsel your patient. Don't jump to the surgeries. Tell this that I will counsel to the patients with these possibilities. And number three, then you will tell us what you will do. Okay. So this counseling part, if you will tell to the examiner, many questions, unwanted questions or diverting questions you will avoid. This is for all the residents. So please tell what you will do finally. Do you have any X-ray?
Sir, I will do arthrodesis for this patient to get the limb in functional position, sir, so that he could do his activities after the
Srikant,
patient agrees.
Srikant,
Yes.
you should say
Yes.
the problem number 1 is this, problem number 2 is this, problem number 3 is this. Limb length discrepancy, joint instability, and equinus,
Yes, sir.
and midfoot joint issues. So for the first, second, and third, these three could be taken care by arthrodesis. What type of arthrodesis? That will give you length as well as stability.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Foot
And
drop,
will you
you
do a
may not be
TL?
able to correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Will you do a TL ending in this patient?
No, sir, because
Why?
the ankle joint is not stable here.
After you have done arthrodesis to correct the equinus, will you do a TL ending?
Any student,
फंसाने वाला question.
any student can answer.
वो तो
Unmute and answer.
So intraoperatively, we'll see how the ankle is reduced and how the position is achieved on table. And depending on the tightness of the tendo Achilles, we will decide whether to lengthen or whether to keep it the same.
Sir, already the tender Achilles is in contracture, sir. If the reduction after the arthrodesis is good, I will go for lengthening, sir.
In the
Tender
first
Achilles
sitting,
lengthening.
or you will decide it later?
On the table, sir. I mean, on the day of arthrodesis later.
Okay.
Why
And
do
the
you,
arthrodesis will not be
After.
stable.
why do you say tender Achilles is contracted? You can see a normal calcaneum there, isn't it? So if there is a calcaneal equinus, then you can say that tender Achilles is tight. Here calcaneum is in dorsiflexion. The calcaneal pitch is maintained. So what is happening here is only a forefoot equinus,
Yes.
secondary to a weak tibialis anterior. And there may be, if you look carefully, there may be contraction of the plantar fascia also, which you are not mentioned. And in all these cases, you will have to examine the tibialis posterior also, because if there is a draw foot, you will have the tendon which you will use for transferring is the tibialis posterior. So immediately the examiner will ask you, what is the power of tibialis posterior? Even if you do an arthrodesis, unless you balance the foot, it may fail.
Okay, sir.
You can stop sharing your screen, Srikant.
There were some X-rays showing the arthrodesis.
In the
Yeah.
beginning, he has shown.
So
Do you have
show
X-rays?
that those X-rays.
So the
No,
next
that-
X-ray, Srikant.
Removed. That was the first surgery where from the implants were removed. I think.
That was external fixator and pin that was applied.
Okay. Now, sir, I have 5 more
Sir.
minutes to go. I want comments from, I am starting today from Jain, sir. Your comments first, sir.
No, I've already told what was required in between. I think so. Let Samantha sir, Uday Kumar sir, and Gopal sir do, because
Okay.
they were the moderators.
Okay. Samantha, sir.
No, I I think he presented it a proper way, but I think this, some sort of practice is needed. At least he's presenting for the first time. He presented good, well, but you it has to be in sequence. Okay. So I think he learned many things from today's class. Okay.
Srikant, is it your final X-ray?
Yes, sir. Sir, this is the
Show
post
it
of
properly.
X-ray.
Show it properly. It is not. Just scroll it up.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. One second.
Scroll upward.
Done.
So this
Yes,
is the
sir.
recent X-ray, Srikant?
Yes.
Latest X-ray.
Yes, sir. 3 days
So
back, he
do
was operated.
okay.
So what
Do
did
you
he,
think
what did he do?
all the problems are addressed here?
Sir, here, tibiotalo-calcaneal arthritis was done, sir, by retrograde nailing.
So
Hello, sir.
And I think you have interposed a graft also there between, or it is talus. What we are seeing. Any grafting was done?
Sir, no, sir. No, sir. Only the ankle joint was explored and the distal ends were removed and the just fusion was done, sir. No grafting was done. Sir.
Sir,
4 foot equinus is not addressed here.
That's
And
what I want to tell.
posterior contact is also not there in the ankle.
I think main problem is that the foot is not been addressed. It is still in equinus. One
Yes, sir.
thing. Second thing is that the both the fragment has been apposed, but no graft is given. So it is very hard to fuse it. And also the implant, you know, when it goes from the talus and from the backside and holding the calcaneum and talus, this is very fragile hold both in the talus and the calcaneum. So it is very flimsy sort of fixation in this scenario.
And there will be shortening also because lower end of the tibia, some part is removed.
Okay, shortening, I think people are going to accept that is because of the so much of bone loss and all this thing. But problem is it's very hard to achieve union in this case unless you put graft in between, denude the thing, and also you correct the foot.
And the nailings, sir, proximally interlocking is static locking now.
No,
So
he has
there is
got
No, the both are there.
Sir, both are there, but there is no chance now of compression, sir.
no.
Yeah.
It is been in static mode. It is already it is better is the static mode. So he has done in both in 90-degree plane biplanar interlocking on the proximal side. But problem is that unless you put the graft, and it is very difficult to, and these screws are really very flimsy screws and very easily pulled off.
Okay.
Secondly,
I think many lessons learned today. Now I want final comments from Gopa Kumar sir and Kakatkar sir. Uday, before that, Uday Kumar sir, your concluding comments, sir.
Because here the two problems are there, sir. One is the ankle problem, second is the 4-foot equinus. I think both can be addressed by this triple arthrodesis, pantalar arthrodesis, and as well as ankle arthrodesis. That is what my feeling is. And then whatever implant, the better is implant is Irizuro in this case. One thing somebody is good at Irizuro, they can do, because the ankle needs compression for arthrodesis.
Yes.
Sir,
Subtalar and ankle, midtalar is okay, but ankle preferably a compression device is more useful than this nailing. That's what my feeling, sir.
Sir, Kakatkar sir, could it be a neuropathic joint, sir? Painless mobility was
No.
there.
Because he said there is no
Well,
distal neurovascular deficit. It was mentioned there is no distal neurovascular deficit, sir.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Kakatkar sir.
yeah, there was comparatively painless movement, but then the overall changes of the joint were not looking like neuropathic joint.
Yeah, no swelling.
Yeah,
No.
number of times you see a lot of loose bone pieces, fragmentation around the joint, which is not there. So it doesn't look like a neuropathic joint. It definitely is a post-traumatic situation. Normally, this TTC nail you know, you have a Taylor screw which goes mediolaterally. I don't know, in this nail, both the screws, the calcaneal and the Taylor screw, both are going from posterior to anterior. Normally, the Taylor screw goes from in a mediolateral direction, and it is better to put some graft so that you know, you can get the length. And now the nail is coming out of the calcaneum on the plantar aspect, so that also will be troubling the patient later on
This
when the
this
patient
looks
starts
like a
walking.
tibia interlock nail which has been used.
Maybe I think because
Initially, before that nail came, we used to do this procedure only.
okay, okay,
Uh,
but in a
Because
classical
it is
TTC nail,
no, it is not
yeah,
a TTC nail, sir.
yeah, in the TTC nail, normally you get mediolateral Taylor locking and posterior to anterior calcaneal locking. And
Only
this
one posterior to anterior screw is there, sir, in calcaneum. Rest
Yes.
yeah,
all screws
only
are
one.
lateral to medial.
Yeah, all other screws are mediolateral.
Yes, sir. And
So
even the proximal screws also, they are not in 90 degrees. They are in
yes,
the same mediolateral.
yeah, they are all mediolateral.
So this
So,
is the Jugaad technology of TTC,
Yeah.
not to be done. So we can say in Dr. Mukhi's words, day one failure for addressing whatever you want to achieve.
Mhm.
I would like to take final comments from Gopakumar sir and then concluding remark from Kakatkar sir to conclude today's session. Gopakumar sir.
Yeah, I think it was a very good case. And as far as he said, most of the things regarding the history, what he didn't mention regarding smoking and diabetes and other things, that is very important in this particular case. Then inspection findings, we learned that in an equinus deformity, you should be careful in telling regarding the limb length discrepancy. That is an important point because the heel will be at a higher level. Then palpatory findings, again, you should be systematic. You should tell regarding the ankle, hind foot, midfoot, and forefoot. All these have to be described in details. Don't forget to palpate the plantar fascia when there is a cavus deformity. Then he said regarding the movements, he didn't mention regarding the subtalar movement. That is the only thing. And you like to stabilize the ankle before doing the subtalar movement. It may be difficult in this particular case because of the instability of the ankle. Then measurements, he said. Then especially most of the other things, that the only thing is regarding the position, he mistook varus to valgus. That's all. As far as the investigations, Gopal told everybody how to read an X-ray of the lateral view, X-ray AP and lateral view. And Uday Kumar sir said never combine X-ray of the ankle AP lateral with the foot AP lateral because they are perpendicular to each other. Ankle is in one plane, leg is in one plane, and the foot is in another plane. So taking an AP may give misleading things. As far as the treatment is concerned, it is basically the principles that is required. You need to stabilize the ankle. You need an arthrodesis. Whichever technique you are using, that should be fine. Then regarding the foot, he didn't mention anything regarding the things which I already mentioned regarding a tight tendo-Achilles, regarding the forefoot equinus. So these are basically principles is what is required for the postgraduate exam. It is not the particular technique that is necessary. Probably, in my opinion, Elisaro may be a better thing in this such difficult cases. That's all what I.
Thank you very much, sir. Kakatkar sir, concluding remarks, sir.
yeah, I think Gopakumar sir has already covered most of the things. In the clinical findings, I think it is important, and radiological findings, it is important to mention about the subtalar joint also, because if you are putting a TTC nail, you are going through the subtalar joint also. So if the subtalar joint is normal, then you have to think about the procedure of orthodesis, whether you are going to use a TTC nail or you are going to use only the ankle. So I think mention about the subtalar joint in the clinical and radiological findings is important before taking a decision of putting a TTC nail. And of course, correction of the midfoot deformity is very important, because otherwise, even after doing a TTC nail, the patient will not be able to walk properly unless you correct the midfoot equinus. So I think these are some of the points which should be kept in mind when you are coming to the decision of doing something concrete for the entire problem of the patient: instability, deformity, and then his shortening. All the three problems, how you can tackle that can be, I think, properly planned if you keep all these points in mind. So it was a
Thank
very good case, and I think we could have a good discussion on all the aspects of the clinical examination.
Thank you very much, sir. Srikant, you have done a good presentation in just 3 days. He volunteered, sir. He is a second year student. So my request
That's
to
we
those
should keep
who
it up,
have,
I think.
sir, those who have cleared theory and waiting for their practicals, either communicate personally to me or Jain sir, or put your name as a volunteer for presenting cases on the group. You should come forward because you are the one who will be facing in the exam. So I think students, if they are not coming forward, then we are not understanding in which way we should try to convince you students, because you are the one who are going to get benefited in the exam. So my request, in next 48 hours, those who want to present the cases, please communicate to Jain sir or to me. With this, thank you very much, sir.
Gopal,
Sir.
1 minute. I have shared lot of previously presented cases that we did in 2020 with 1 or 2 students of this group. I think so Avinash or Rajiv have them. So there are a lot of good equinocavers and that type of cases with them.
No, sir. No, with me, I don't have, sir.
I think so Avinash has them.
Okay.
So one of them has been given those cases, or else I'll find out if somebody is interested to present. He can call me from that previously presented cases. We can have one good discussion.
Yeah, I
Jain,
can do one.
did anyone of my students contact you?
Yes, sir. They contacted but did not share their phone numbers with me yet.
There are plenty of cases there in my place.
There were 8 students, he said, and none of them has given me a call.
Okay.
I mean, they were supposed to give me a list of students so that I could add them, but they have not shared it.
Okay.
Also, I can do one thing, Jayant.
Yes,
Thing is
sir.
that in some Smarajit, there are 3 students, they have cleared the theory. I will talk to Smarajit now itself, so that if somebody can take some of Smarajit in Apollo Bhubaneswar, if somebody is there to present next week, then I will plan and I will post in the group.
ये राजीव का 18th को रिजल्ट फाइनल आ जाएगा, उसका विथहेल्ड है, हमको मालूम है पास है वो, ये राजीव कुलकर्णी।
अच्छा ठीक है,
और इसको प्रेजेंट करने का ही है।
Yeah, sir, definitely I'll present.
तो जो भी क्लियर, इस बार क्लियर कीजिए, स्मरणजीत का 3 लड़का है और ये राजीव भी आ जाएगा, तो हम लोग का 4 हो जाएगा, तो ऑल्टरनेटली दे विल प्रेजेंट 2-2 करके, ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir. Yes.
But the result was not very good this time for theory.
So, sir, thank you. Anything, sir?
ठीक है, चलो आज का तो ठीक ही रहा, आज का ठीक रहा, but today's case was very difficult one, but for the second year I think he went very well.
Yeah, for final exam
it was a very difficult case.
He has done well, sir. As a second year, he has
Yes.
done well.
We enjoyed the discussion and
Summary has been very excellent today. Summary.
Yes, summary.